There is another video that leaves you wondering what is happening between Zimbabwe and Zambia. A few days ago, we spoke with one of the political analysts in Zambia, Mr. Aaron Ngambi, and he was saying that the relations between Zambia and Zimbabwe are intact. But this paints a different picture because now the video that we're about to see, this is the ruling party in Zambia, which was formerly the opposition party, UPND. And they are protesting and they are saying, hands off our president. And they actually name Patrick Shinamasa and Rutendo Benson Matinyarare. They are making their statement resolute. And there are some utterances that people say, without thinking the consequences of them. And one thing that I have to highlight is the fact that the attack that we saw from ZANU-PF in the past has always been an attack which is not backed by fact. It is an attack which is rather, they forget the point that is being raised and they rather focus on other peripheral issues. For example, the moment that they started to say because Nevas Mumba is a pastor, so because Shamisa is a pastor, they see each other in those circles. And you forget the fact that Nevas Mumba is pointing about one, the voter suppression, pointing about number two, the fact that the voters' roll was not availed in time. These are the things that are enshrined in the constitution that are supposed to be followed to the letter, but they were not followed. The fact that there was promise by ZEC that there is enough ballot paper or all materials, they were ready for the election, and that was not followed. It was pointed out by Nevas Mumba. But instead, what does ZANU-PF loyalists say? They start to say he is a puppet. They've got a regime change agenda. So this is the video.
Hakainde, that is what he implied. So
he said that?
Yes.
Right. Some might think that this isn't just an ordinary protest, but this is a serious protest because what happened to Levi Mwanawasa in the 2008, after the 2000, a lot of speculations came out that he was killed or something like that. Something happened to him because after he made strong statements against Robert Mugabe, that's when he died. Whether it was just a coincidence or what, we don't know. This is, some stories that we hear on the social media street. So what do you make of this? What do you make of the ranting that we saw with ZANU-PF, the ranting that we saw with the loyalists, the ranting that we saw with Varakashi, and some crazy statements that they started making, and the relationship between Zambia and Zimbabwe? And also what we saw Hakainde Hichilema saying in this statement at the opening of the new parliament, probably a direct response to President Idi Mnangagwa. Let's listen.
Calling each other names when we are solving a problem created by colleagues and the names are being called by those who created the problem, is not logic. It is not normal. It is called an abnormality. That's what we call it.
What do you make of this? And do you think Nevers Mumba is safe? Do you think Hakainde Hichilema is safe from all this? Do you think that they can pull out such a strong stand? But as we end this, there is a state that was said by the predecessor of Idi Mnangagwa, Robert Mugabe. He said this.
As a father,
Yes.
what kind of son has he been to you?
Of course, sons will not always be obedient once to the father. He's got his own views. He's got his own character. And it's a character I perhaps did not quite see and know about him. That of not forgiving. If a person stepped onto his, shoe on his toe, you will go after him.
Do you think he's betrayed you?
In that regard.
So that is it, people. This is what the former president of Zimbabwe said about the current president, that if somebody steps on his toes, he will come after. So do you think that he will come after Hakainde Hichilema, or the people of Zambia are just hallucinating? I would love to hear your thoughts.